5 barrels of stolen bourbon was found in Franklin County yesterday. One person is behind bars. Details coming up.
2 burglars posing as federal agents forced their way inside a Lexington apartment and tie up the people inside.
We're looking outside and seeing that mixture of sun and clouds. Today is going to be your last day for the next few days of staying nice and dry. You better enjoy it while it lasts. I'll show you heavy rain up ahead next.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. Bill Bryan and Barbara Bailey reporting we are just learning some new details about another major bourbon heist. Working on a tip from a text message, the Franklin County Sheriff's Department recovered 5 barrels of stolen bourbon from the Wild Turkey Distillery. It's valued at more than $30,000.
Gilbert Thomas Kurtzinger of Frankfort is charged in the bourbon heist, and investigators are still searching for his accomplice. WKYT's Monique Blair is live in Franklin County now with the very latest. It's our top story at noon. Monique.
The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says they were tipped off to these 5 stolen barrels of bourbon through the anonymous text-a-tip phone line. Now, Sheriff Pat Melton says they found all of these barrels plus several syringes, steroids, a rifle, and other guns at 45-year-old Gilbert Kurtzinger's home on St. John's Road in Franklin County. The barrels were found underneath a tarp outside the home. Kurtzinger was arrested yesterday, and as of yesterday, he worked at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Sheriff Mellon says this investigation is still developing and moving very quickly. And although there is only one person behind bars right now, there is another suspect who Sheriff Melton says works at the Wild Turkey Distillery.
The suspect right now works at another distillery here in town, locally. There's another suspect that very well may be, as I said, this thing's developing very rapidly. There is another suspect. We expect this to develop further as we go into this throughout the course of the next several days.
Is ongoing. They can't say whether or not there is a connection between this stolen bourbon and the Pappy Van Winkle bourbon that was stolen in late 2013. I'm reporting live in Franklin County. Monique Blair, WKYT.
Monique, thank you. And each one of those stolen barrels of bourbon is estimated to be worth $3,700 to $6,000. In the Pappy Van Winkle case, 65 cases of the rare bourbon was stolen. It was valued at $26,000.
Here at midday, the search may be over for several men who claimed to be federal agents and then broke into a Lexington home. It happened early this morning at the Shiloh Park Apartments. Once inside, police say the suspects tied up 2 victims. WKYT's Mark Barber has the latest on the investigation in this Crime Tracker report. Mark?
Police say the 2 burglars identified themselves as federal agents with the Drug Enforcement Administration and then broke out a window and forced their way inside the apartment here at the Shiloh Park Apartments. Broken glass litters the ground outside the window that the burglars broke through. Once they were inside, officers say they tied the hands of the 2 men who lived there with zip ties. Investigators tell us when they got here around 3 a.m., the burglars were escaping out of the window with a stolen shotgun and cash. Police started searching the apartment complex and a nearby neighborhood with canines and set up a perimeter around the area. Then 3.5 hours later, officers say they finally found the burglars and brought them in for questioning. We spoke with a relieved neighbor who was the first to call police.
At about 3 o'clock in the morning, a lot of banging, a lot of shouting, windows breaking, just a lot of chaos. And when I looked out, I saw blinds on the ground and a gutter torn off the side, and just something you couldn't ignore. So I called the police.
Police say one of the burglars who they are questioning at police headquarters was also wanted on an unrelated arrest warrant. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you. And police have told us that they do think that burglary was drug-related. A prayer vigil will be held this evening to remember a Nicholasville police officer who died in the line of duty. Officer Burke Rhodes died yesterday in a traffic crash on US 27 in Garrett County. He was headed to training in Richmond when he was killed. The vigil will be held tonight at 6 o'clock at City Hall in Nicholasville. And coming up on WKYT News at 12:30, we'll show you how the entire community is showing support for the police force.
2 men are behind bars in southern Kentucky this midday, charged with attempted murder. Police say they shot a man and a woman at a home on Hazel Patch Road, north of London, earlier this month. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Laurel County now with the latest on the investigation. Phil?
In just the last couple of minutes, we were able to get the court records, which answers some of the questions that we had and as well as what police had when this shooting happened back on March the 2nd. 2 people, including one of the victims, was shot in that violence that rang out on Hazel Patch Road, about 8 miles north of here, near the Laurel County community of East Bernstadt. Now, it's a case that police at the time said they didn't have a whole lot of answers on, but now it appears some of those questions are finally being answered by what we can read in these court documents. Again, it happened on March 2nd. We're told that Pamela Newcomb was shot and that an Eddie Eversole was also shot. According to court records, Eversole and another man, Caleb McKitty, are both facing charges of attempted murder and robbery. Police say in the court papers that both men went to the home unlawfully for an attempted robbery. A gunfight ensued. We're told that Newcomb was shot. Police say she received a severe abdominal wound and was being treated at UK Hospital. Now, police here in Laurel County have not been available for comment this morning. We're still trying to track them down. We hope to bring you much more later today, but for now in Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And we're told that Caleb McKitty was arrested late last night in Corbin. He's now in the Laurel County Jail. Eversole is being treated at UK Hospital and is expected to be booked in jail as well. Water has been restored to all customers in Estill County, but a boil water advisory remains in effect for the entire county. Emergency management is still distributing water to some areas. Flooding caused part of the river to break off and cover an intake, causing a water shortage earlier this week. What's another beautiful day in the Bluegrass? Sunny skies and warm temperatures. But enjoy it while it lasts, because heavy rain is moving back into the Bluegrass just in time for the weekend. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center now with an early look at the forecast. Micah.
Well, lower 50s outside right now. And as we get into the afternoon, we're going to hold on to dry conditions. Winds coming in from the south, southeast, and also looking for that little sunshine peeking on through. And that'll help us out, jump about 5 to 10 more degrees, just kind of depending on where you live outside. But it's a good looking day in store. Nice feeling. We're at 52 there in Mount Sterling. Look at Frankfort. That's one of the hot spots, 53 degrees. And then you look towards your afternoon day part planner, and we're holding on to a really nice looking day. Now, getting off into the afternoon, we're sitting there, and the upper 50s, lower 60s, pleasant. And look, as we go throughout the next several days, looks like we're going to start to see some changes. And those changes really come from the south and southeast with that big low pressure system. Our next rainmaker is right there. I'll show you when it moves off into our neck of the woods coming up.
Micah, we'll see you shortly, and thank you. A Lexington woman wants her neighbor to get rid of a pet. Paulette Jones says that her neighbor's rooster never stops crowing, and other neighbors agree. Jones has filed complaints with animal control and is now in the process of getting a criminal complaint against the owner of the rooster. The city says it is not illegal to have a rooster in the city, but it can't violate the noise ordinance. And Jones says that that rooster does that every day.
My window, bathroom, and kitchen all face the neighbor's backyard. I hear it all day, every day, and there's not much of a buffer. You would think that even when it's in its coop, that it would be, it would muzzle the noise some, but not at all.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, we'll hear from the owner of the rooster and what she's doing to try to settle the neighborhood down. Well, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Lexington has named a new bishop this midday. Pope Francis appointed Father John Stowe. He was born in Lorain, Ohio. The Lexington Diocese was left vacant when the Pope appointed Bishop Ronald Gaynor as the Bishop of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Pope St. John Paul II established the Diocese of Lexington in 1988. Well, the undefeated basketball Cats are in Nashville this afternoon, waiting to find out who they will play in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament.
And they take on the winner of this afternoon's matchup between Florida and Alabama. WKYT's Rob Bromley is live now in Music City, where the Big Blue Nation is already making its presence known. I'm not surprised about that, Rob. Good afternoon.
Well, hello from Nashville. Barb and Bill here just outside Bridgestone Arena, day 2 of this SEC tournament. There are 2 games this afternoon, 2 more tonight, but as you are probably well aware, the Wildcats do not play until tomorrow afternoon. Today, they find out who they will play. Will it be Florida or will it be Alabama? Now, you know, what a ride this season has been, as the Wildcats have won 31 straight games without a loss. And you'll remember back early on, John Calipari saying just starting out he was whistling and skipping after practice. Well, he told me just recently he is still whistling and skipping.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is, it'll be a sad day when this season ends. I've coached 25, 30 years, whatever it's been. I've had 3 teams like this over that period of time, and that's probably 3 more than most coaches. But this team, again, is doing stuff that even those haven't done, but we haven't finished yet, so we got work to do.
Undefeated Kentucky will get started Friday afternoon against the winner of today's Florida-Alabama game. The Wildcats will tip off at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Florida and Alabama will tip off at 1 o'clock today. So we are interested just to see who will win that one. I will be back in sports a little bit later on. John Calipari talks about his outstanding freshman, Karl Anthony Towns. Right now, that is it from sunny Nashville, Tennessee, just outside Bridgestone Arena here at the SEC tournament. Back to you.
All right, Rob, thank you. And Kentucky has won the SEC tournament a record 27 times, the last time in 2011.
All right, we'll see how it all goes. It's good to have you with us on WKYT. More violent protests in Ferguson, Missouri.
We'll have the latest on a shooting incident that sent 2 police officers to the hospital. Next on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead on WKYT, comedian Will Ferrell is moving from the silver screen to the baseball diamond for one of his wackiest stunts yet. We'll tell you about his Cactus League debut. Coming up on WKYT News at noon.